What's going on, guys? Ricky Arnold here. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at another lens. And in this one, we're going to be using Sony's 50mm 1.8 OSS lens, and I'm going to show you why it is a great addition to anybody's kit, especially if you're just starting out and maybe you only have one lens that maybe came with your camera. I'm going to show you why this, for Sony E-mount cameras, is a great choice as maybe your first lens or just another lens to add to your kit to get some of that cinematic B-roll that you guys may be looking for. So let's go ahead and get into the intro real quick, and then we will take a look at this lens. So let's go. Alright, so with this lens, I'm going to be doing exactly what I did in the last video, and I don't think I addressed this, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of address it right now before we get into the B-roll and the actual video portion of this. So with these little lens videos, I'm pretty much just putting these lenses on my A6500 and going out and shooting them just as is. I'm not using a gimbal, any kind of stabilization other than the in-camera stabilization that the A6500 uses. So I'm trying to give you guys kind of just a out-of-the-box review of how you can add a different type of lens to an A6500 and go right out and shoot with it and get some really cinematic footage if you really control your camera and do the right cinematic movements. Also, this is a 50mm lens, but on an APS-C sensor camera like my A6500 and my A6000 that I have sitting behind me, this thing actually crops into about an 85mm, so it's going to be very, very in tight. But as you'll see in my video that I'm going to throw up here in just a second, it actually is that kind of focal length that you want when you're shooting very cinematic B-roll footage. And this is basically what I call my B-roll lens. It's my go-to. And even when I'm shooting with my 16 to 10 or my 18 to 105 G lens, I actually end up usually cropping into somewhere around that focal length anyway, every time I use it when I want to shoot B-roll. But with this one right here, how fast it is, shooting at a 1.8 aperture, this thing absolutely kills it. It gets that creamy background and it gets very, very smooth B-roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and be shooting this video at 1080p 120 frames per second so I can get that buttery smooth B-roll, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what this thing does. So let's get into that little cinematic short that I'm gonna do right here, and let's check out what this thing can do. Here we go. So what is this lens good at? Well, first of all, it is great at shooting video, as you guys saw. It goes down to 1.8, which is awesome for low light, so that's two awesome things that I use it for right there. It is great for B-roll. That, I mean, I don't know if that's a third thing, but I consider it a third thing because it's basically my go-to B-roll lens. It is great at shooting photos, and I think the only one thing I will say that it's not good at is just wide-angle shots because of how tight the lens is and it's not adjustable. It's just a single focal length lens. Anything other than wide-angle though, you can mount this thing to your E-mount camera and you're gonna be shooting some pretty awesome crispy B-roll, and you're gonna love the result, just like I did with the little short that I put right together right there. And honestly, that was super impromptu. My friends called me up for a little adventure outside, and I decided to go ahead and do another one of these videos because I really wanted to challenge myself again and just put a single lens on my camera with no stabilizer or anything like that and just see what I can get with it. And I actually love doing that because it gives me a different type of like creative process to do than my normal stuff that I do with all of my gear. So if you guys enjoyed what I just did there and you guys enjoyed the review of this lens, make sure you guys leave me some comments down below, especially if you have any questions about what I did today. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you go ahead and do that so you guys can stay updated on when I post more videos, which I will be doing very soon. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably be a tech review video because you guys love those too. So I will see you in the next tech review video, guys. Later.